found guilty.
He's guilty, y'all. Love after lockup.
Of love in the first degree. But I don't mind.
Sure don't.
As long as you're here with me. A judge and the jury. When they heard my plea. You know they sent me up the river.
Straight up that brick will gay up.
They put the blame on me. Lock me up, throw away the key. I'm just a prisoner of love. I'm doing time, I'm doing fine. I'm just a prisoner of love. Love after lockup, y'all.
Watch it, y'all. Those little Debbie cakes. They go everywhere.
Nothing like a jumpsuit. Thank you for calling Capital One. This is Shelby. Can I help you?
My name's Chance. I'm just calling to check to see how much I have left on my statement. But how are you doing, sweetie, with that sweet voice?
Good. My daughter's sick today, but my mom's taking care of her.
That's great. That's great.
Let me look up your account.
Listen, I just need $40. I just need $40 on my card, please.
Looks like you got $11, honey. So you need to find another. You need to pay us some money. Looks like you're a deadbeat.
Honey, what's the color of your eyes?
They're a hazel. But
All
you know,
right.
I don't mind a good evening at Steak and Ale if you're offering. My mama can watch my daughter.
Oh, never mind. I gotta go. Bye.
Thank you for calling Capital One. I'm glad your brother's dog's barking ruined it. Yes.
Zeta, hush.
Let the dog out. I've told you.
Well, my brother just got home. I said calmer. Dog just ruined our theater. Ruined it.
Also, I don't know why a dog's owner coming home makes the dog bark.
I get excited. What how many times have you had to bark when your daddy came home?
That's a completely different reason. I'm excited about getting a bath.
Excited about getting a bath. Y'all.
But not in water. I've been recently dewormed. So I don't scrape my butt on the carpet anymore.
You're about to get your anal glands expressed.
I know. It's a job that takes a very
long
hand.
time. Y'all, this is life during lockup. And
live, no. You've already fucked it up.
What is it again?
After lockup.
Life
Lilu.
After. Okay, I got to write that down or I'm going to keep fucking it up.
You're still fucking up. You write it down all you fucking want.
You're getting this on the free feed, y'all, because it's the first episode. If you saw the video of us doing this podcast on social media, you might think that we're doing this on. We're not. That was just for us to make some social memes. So it's not on the Intimate Portrait. It's just an audio on the $8 tier. But this first episode is for all of y'all just to get a little tip. Just get the tip.
This is Lilu, Life After Lockup. Sometimes we get real greatest hits in this series.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, some episodes are a little poo-poo platter heavy. They're kind of setting the tone. We unfortunately have 8 fucking couples this season.
There's a lot.
We only saw 6. I think it's too many too. I think 7 is too many. But
I think 6 is better. I do want to say this. It is not, y'all, this is not a happily ever after.
No.
Life, it is not. I want to tell people, it is not that. Life after lockup is such a better, it's not, mainly because these people have real dramatic shit going on in their lives. Believe me, y'all, Puppy and Amber are going to deliver. They always do. Brittany and Marcelino are going to deliver.
Yeah, I'm really annoyed they're on this season after what we saw with last season. I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed that they're on this season. I have a feeling
excited
Derek and
too.
Monique are going to deliver too. At least Derek's family.
At least Derek's family. We'll see. I just had a boy, y'all. We've all been there in our 20s. You know, when you're sitting at your table and you just pull out all your credit cards when you were like 22 years old, and you call them all and be like, "How much do I have left on my balance?" And but back in our day, y'all, we didn't have automated.
No,
We had to get
Shelby was telling you that you hadn't paid for 3 months later, and she was telling you about her hard life.
She was, and we had to sit and listen to it, and then be shamed that we only had $5 left on our credit card. We couldn't even go to
$5, honey. You can't.
I couldn't even go to Blockbuster.
We need a payment. We need a payment.
Yeah, what's going, honey? What's going? Do you have a mama and a daddy?
I will say, the credit card companies that I always talked with, they were always nice, and sometimes their call centers were like in the most rural places. And like Melinda would talk to me, and I said, "Where are you?" She's like, "I'm right here in Rock Gap, North Carolina." and I would basically say, "I just got to know, what's that like?" She's like, "Oh, there's not much that goes on here, honey. We got 3 stop lights and an old dog that sits out on the porch of the Quick and Save. That's about it here in Rock Gap." I don't think Rock Gap is a place, but it probably is. Rock Gap.
Jenny McBride just opened a tanning salon down the street, though. We're excited.
And now most of them are in India. So if you get a call center, if you need to talk to someone, just because that happened about 10 years ago,
And if you're Mother Poodle, you think you always get the same person.
I will never forget this when she said, "It's the same person. I'm going to get her." And I'm like, there's 1 billion people in India. Probably 50,000 working at this call center.
But
it is not the same woman. But boy, she's like, now she's just messing with me.
God, Jay Bird, I think you're wrong. I
can't understand my accent.
But anyway, so yes, we're excited, but this was kind of just a bland first episode. So yeah. I wish they would have.
It does get better.
Yeah, I wish they would. Now, I will say, I did not see this turn coming for Sean and Sara.
You mean her going to meet her baby daddy?
Yeah.
I think Sara is a very enterprising young woman. And I think she is making a life for her and her children. I don't understand her attraction to Sean. I do know that their baby looks ridiculously like Sean. And it's unfortunate.
Well, maybe she'll grow out of it.
But come on, as soon as you saw that baby, you're like, well, that's Sean's baby. Definitely.
Yeah. Devin looks like Sean. Hopefully she doesn't grow up and just do that face like he does, where it looks like he's breathing through his ears.
Yeah, that lip is something that no one can fix.
Y'all, and if he's not fucking her, that's the one thing we said he does well, y'all.
He's got like 11 children.
That's all he can do well. Anyway. Hey, speaking of the Love After Lockup multiverse, if you have not listened to our interview with Justine and Michael, then you should.
It's out. It's on our free feed. You get so you can listen to that too, even if you're not on Patreon.
Exactly, that is on our free feed.
We had a great time. They're shaping up to be a couple with longevity, I believe. And
I think so too.
Justine's story was so compelling this season. The thing about her, because sometimes with Lalu, you can feel people faking it a little bit. I don't think she's faking.
No, I don't. I think
all these are authentic feelings that she's going through.
I think really, especially if you listen to our interview where we got to ask them some questions that we talked to them about their process of Michael readjusting and things like that. And you listen, I don't want to go into it because I want you to hear it from their words, but really, I think they again, we've talked about this on the show, like they are way more grounded than a lot of people on this show. But
Oh yeah.
But who knows? As you know, a lot of us would have said that about Brittany and Marcelino. Of course.
Yeah. I still can't believe that happened last season. But it makes, to me, it almost renders this season moot. Like, take a season off. Let us miss you.
I agree with that.
It's like, come on.
But I think for us,
Andre and Elizabeth, take a season off.
But I think for us, that would be like, well, for like if Wah was here, Wahima from DocuSweeties, who's watched the show from the beginning, Brittany and Marcelino are like OG. And so
yeah,
that's where we kind of jumped in at season 3. But can you believe we've only technically covered 2 seasons of Love After Lockup?
Technically, yes.
When
yeah.
feels like we've been covering this show for 5 years, it feels like.
Season 1 was pretty short though, and season 2 was long, but so we've covered kind of probably more than half of it.
More than half of it.
But yeah, it does feel like we jumped in. And I maybe if we have time, I don't know when that will be. Maybe we'll go back. We've talked about if we finish the 90-day multiverse, going back and doing Love After Lockup. But who knows?
Who knows?
I'll decide when we get to it.
Or we'll decide.
Sure, we'll decide. What did I say?
Y'all, if you're listening to this now, then Poodle got out of jail after his appearance at the Golden Crappies. Hope you enjoyed him.
Oh, it was so much fun. The Golden Crappies. It was especially fun when.
What was your favorite part?
I think it was when. It was when.
I want specifics.
It was when Maya from Summer House and Ryan, the chef from Below Deck Down Under, Dutch doored me.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. All right. Well, hope y'all watched that on their moment. We're not recording this before that at all.
We were on stage, so hopefully you saw it.
Hopefully you saw it. Also, we want to remind people, Love is Blind.
And Maya gave me cookies after.
Oh, Jesus. Love is Blind Season 4, March 24th, y'all. It's coming out. So that's going to be on our $5 tier of Reality Gaze Plus. So if you are listening to Life After Lockup, you will get it. We will be dropping Season 2 as an edging, a Love is Blind edging.
A little bit of a ball tickler. all the way till the debut where you can completely climax. We'll finally let you. It's like if you've seen those like penis cages, we're keeping you in one of those. I think I'm in a weird area. I've been watching some weird porn lately.
Watching or living it? My penis can't be caged. Thank you very much.
I don't know. I just get stuff in my inbox and watch it.
Is that what you're calling your asshole now? Your inbox?
Inbox full.
You got dick.
This mailbox is full.
Spam.
For a while, there was a time when I could not figure out how like my inbox for my voicemail was full, and I couldn't get back into it. So every time people called me, they would text me like, "Your inbox is full, so I can't leave you a message." I'm like, this always needs to happen. I don't want to listen to someone's message. Just text me or send me an email. God.
Don't send me an email. Text me.
Don't leave me a voicemail. Fuck off. This is 2023.
It is. All right. I think that's all the announcements we have. Are we ready?
Yes. Should we just jump in?
Let's talk about Lindsey and Blaine. God, he looks hot.
I just need to say he needs to get a new haircut.
He does.
He would be so fucking hot with a different haircut. He's
what kind
hot
of haircut
now.
Would you want him to have?
I don't know, like a fade, like a fade, a little short, a little bit longer on top. He'd look good with that. Or even like,
Are you wanting him to get kind of more of a hipster type of haircut so there might be a chance he looks like he could somewhat maybe sleep with you?
Yeah,
Because
kind of.
it's a very, yeah, I think you're just,
No, I could get him. I
oh
just
boy.
he'd be talking about, well, I'll always love my grandmama for taking care of me, and I'm like, me too. I was raised by my grandmother in Possum Holler too.
You were
Tell me
not
more.
though.
You know what? It doesn't matter, and I'm not from Possum Holler either, like he is. I'm making that up, by the way, but I'm now saying that Blaine is from Possum Holler, Possum Holler, Mississippi.
Wow.
All the way from Possum Holler, Mississippi, Lindsey.
He is hot though.
Y'all, he's a country boy though who will fuck you down. God,
He's pretty hot.
like back up because he's gonna go to town.
He is.
What was interesting is, and you know, if you didn't watch last season's with Lindsey and Deontay, she was with Deontay, and then this season now she's living with Blaine but he also is he's also was incarcerated at one point, and
that relationship we should know was real. Deontay said at our show in where were they?
He said it was real.
He said even to us backstage, like that was real for him.
Yeah.
He thought Lindsey was treating it real. So, and I bring that up because she kind of says later on when she's like, at least Deontay didn't lie to me. Because that's one thing a simp won't do. A simp won't lie.
Simps don't lie.
Simps don't lie. I do miss him.
I know. He was such a sweet person.
Oh,
and so tiny. And he was wearing like a My Chemical Romance shirt. And I was like, oh, honey, you're just a nerd. I love that for you.
I'd hit it.
He was so sweet the whole time.
He was very sweet.
Oh, anyway, y'all, they've been dating for 8 months, and Blaine has had he says, I was a bad guy in my youth too.
Lindsey says their honeymoon period hasn't worn off, y'all, and
which means
feel for someone
good.
That means he fucks good, but that's great for someone like Lindsey because, y'all, that's Lindsey's thing is she gets bored, she loses the excitement, and she hasn't lost that with him.
I feel that, boy. when she's just going like, ooh, but y'all, he fucks her good, and I think what's interesting, Lindsey is. I think I mentioned this on one of our podcasts that she's enrolled in college again. She's enrolled at Ole Miss. So she's going back to college because she was in college for a year, but she just went buck wild fucking nuts crazy and got on drugs and then basically became a kingpin and was running all the drugs in southern Mississippi.
I bet she'll do really well because, again, Lindsey's fucking smart.
Lindsey is extremely intelligent. I've moved. It's interesting where Lindsey, when she's on drugs, terrifies me. Lindsey, sober Lindsey is extremely compelling, and she could have been an actress, and I root for her, and I am entranced by her. I love her. She's very interesting to me.
I love her too.
She's got some new ink on her arm.
Good for her.
They've been dating for 8 months, and it's good. And they bought a new house, and they're fixing it up. And Blaine says, every time I let tell her how I truly felt, it's like a magnet to metal. I'm not making fun of it. He kind of talks like that.
It
like
does.
A magnet to metal.
The way he talks, though, it's even harder.
It's hot country boy.
It's hot.
I don't speak good words good. Like growing up in Possum Holler, I won't really talk pretty. Oh.
I bet the way he whispers in your ear is just sexy.
Oh yeah, just a beer breath.
I think that
just set me somewhere.
Yeah, that just set you. You got to get laid. I got to get laid. One of my friends asked me, said, "Oh, you're going to hook up with someone at the wedding? 300 people are going to be." And I went, "In Ardmore, Oklahoma? No, thank you."
And they'd probably be related to you.
They'd probably be related to me, and they're not going to have any of their teeth left. If they're gay here.
Don't come back addicted to meth. So anyway, he says, I've
They
done a
go-
lot of bad stuff in my past.
And he's ready to come out because they go see. Would you
Tyler
say-
Moss, ponytailed attorney. Oh, he is ponytailed. It's a choice for 2023.
How would you describe Tyler? You know what? I'm going to give you a chance. Describe Tyler Moss in 4 words.
He is 4 words.
Or however you want. I don't care.
Loves Christian metal.
Petra. Loves Petra.
Yeah. Christian metal. Big thing for him. Because he used to like really heavy metal, and then he got kind of converted because he married his wife, and some people at his wife's church introduced him to Christian metal, and he's really into that now.
He plays in a band too, right?
Christian metal tribute band. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay.
Bass player.
Ah, he does seem like a bass player.
He is the bass player in a Christian metal tribute band. There is nothing. I know that for a certainty.
Have you ever fucked a bass player?
Oh, yes. They know what they're doing.
Oh, wait. You almost fucked the one we had in Cabaret you wanted to fuck. Or I think you did.
No, I didn't fuck him. I don't shit where I eat, honey.
That is not true, honey. You don't now, but in your early 30s and 20s,
that is true.
You shat like a dog with diarrhea where you ate.
But I didn't really
like
see
it as that. Like a pig in a cage, just covered in shit.
Just eating my own poop. Anyway, Tyler Moss, ponytailed lawyer at law, is there to this. It also seems like Tyler probably went through a lot of bad shit, probably listened to metal too much. And then probably went back to law school. He's also saving up for a pool for his family.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he needs that $15,000.
Because his wife just keeps saying, Tyler, I need something to do with the summer and these kids. So we find out some
little Kinsley just won't shut up about coming back from Aikido.
No, it's true. And Kaisley, Kinsley and Kaisley.
Oh, and little Bradensley.
I will say I was proud of. We went to eat with my nephew, and he said, "Look," he said, "we're not having kids. Nobody's putting pressure on me." He's like, "We're not having kids for a long time. We're going to get married and have fun." He said, "But I'm telling you this now: we're not having kids names that sound like some type of Axton or Ixton or." He's like, "We're not doing any of that shit." Gave me hope.
Sorry if y'all have a Braxton or a Brixton or a Mixton or a Fixton or a
Fixton. What's your kid name? Fixton.
You know, I don't. I'm telling y'all,
we're gonna get letters. We need to stop.
Test out these names in big groups of people, because I guarantee you, one of you has a friend. One of you with
not just women at your Baptist church. Not just them.
One of you has a friend that heard the name of your child and went, God, why didn't she ask me about that? I would have been the one that vetoed that. And some of you say, but it's my child. I'll do whatever I fucking want, blah, blah, blah. Well,
that's true.
Your child has to walk around with the name. Just think about that. That's all I'll say.
Anyway. Don't post about it in the Facebook group, because somebody who has a kid named Braxton always types in all caps.
Braxton's old hat now. Like I know a lot of Braxtons. But
you know what? If Poodles fucked someone with your name, then it's okay.
It's okay, because there's a lot of those. But I would field test these names, y'all. Don't just field test it with your best friend, because they're not going to go there. Field test it with someone you barely know.
We got to move on.
I agree.
Okay, so let's talk about Blaine's.
He's got an update on his charges. He's got 2 indictments: possession of meth and the gun possession you had, and possession of codeine. It looks like
hydrocodone. Now, but what's worse, we find out he's a habitual offender.
I'm a habitual offender.
Meaning the lawyer says, and the Lindsey explains this. She's like, he didn't tell me this. So basically, y'all, this is Lindsey. This is Lindsey saying he's a career criminal.
I think the funny thing is the trick here is when she says like Lindsey's holding on to everything this guy is telling her because she's thinking this guy is the one guy in my life who's not going to dick me over, who's not going to be a toxic person to be in a relationship with,
and that's going to keep her on the straight and narrow.
So that's why she reacted the way. It's not the cognitive dissonance of her having a problem with someone with lots of charges. Because as she said, she's like, it's good to be able to go to the lawyers because usually we're talking about keeping me out of jail. But now we're talking about Blaine's charges.
Yeah.
So that's why she has that kind of visceral reaction to it, that she has to get up and she kind of bursts into tears.
Yeah.
And like the thing is, y'all, if she's faking that, she needs to be an actress. She really does.
Get your degree first, Lindsey.
I agree. And she says that the lawyer, by the way, says, by the way, I need my $15,000. Little Brinsley. We got to do something with little Brinsley. She's starting to rot on the walls.
Occasionally, he's going to have to go on the free lunch program.
So anyway, Lindsey runs out and she says, not having any money and not having enough money and not feeling safe is a big trigger for me. And then I want to go do something. Basically, I want to do criminal activity because I need more money. And then I go to jail. So I kind of don't know where I am right now. The ability for Lindsey to process what she is feeling and what the repercussions of what she is feeling and what those triggers are and what they will cause her is a real good sign of someone who is kind of further in recovery than a lot of other people.
It's a very good sign.
I felt good about that when I saw that.
I think I feel pretty good about her, but I understand. I think her reaction is so valid. And like when she's yelling to Blaine, she said, he's like chasing her. Cause like, Lindsey, get in the car.
Get in the car. Get in the truck.
She said, I could have stayed with Deontay. Like, you're lying to me. He's like,
no. You're being stupid. You're being stupid.
You being stupid. And she walked and he drives away. Truck.
Anyway, she says, now I'm back in the old same toxic relationship cycle where I'm being lied to and blah, blah, blah. I think by the end, they're going to settle things. It's too good of a dickin', to be honest. And she's a dick pig.
Yeah.
I think he's probably a good guy. He doesn't seem to be. I think now that he's not messed up on drugs.
I think he's trying to do the right thing. But it's
I learned a lot of good lessons in Possum Holler.
Possum Holler.
I wonder if that's an actual place.
Probably. I bet so. All right, let's talk about. We'll do Derek and Monique, and then we'll take a little break. But since it's free feed, but let's talk about Derek and Monique first. Derek is with his still fucking horrible sisters.
They're awful. They're buying gifts for Monique. They're in Cleveland, y'all. And
they're already fat shaming her, asking for a scale. And also, again, I know this is not part of this the storyline, but it's just the way, like for the sister, the one sister to say what did she say? She said something like, she's not the type of woman I like, or she's not a real woman.
No, one woman said, I hate their relationship. And Elizabeth said, no, I don't necessarily hate it. That's a strong word. I strongly dislike it. And then she's like, you know what? I don't really like it when a woman is taller than a man. I don't like those kind of relationships. These people. They're awful.
They're awful.
The thing about it is, I know that these sisters and this side of the family just wants to be on TV. Yep. They're not even treating him with kindness. They just want to. They're trolls, y'all. They're the living embodiment of trolls.
Yep.
And So I'm a it's that and they're always trying to start something. So when Monique calls because she's on their way to Cleveland, she hasn't seen him in a month, and she's like, oh, guess who I'm with? And like my sister, she's like, hey there, and they're like, she called us hoes.
And she's like, I said, hey. And she's like, ha. And that's what they do is they try to start shit and then they laugh about it.
Yeah.
But even Monique's like, here they go, starting shit again.
And the thing is, what Monique cannot do, sadly, because one part of her loves to engage with them. One part of her needs to fight to feel like she's a victim.
Oh, for sure. And I was watching this going, I mean, I kind of knew, but I was watching, even when she later meets Derek, I went, why is Monique on her best behavior? And then I realized why. Because she was kind of she was trying to act so easy and breezy, and that's not her at all, y'all.
No, she needs to be looking at his phone.
Like her sister, I really like her sisters,
Calandria and Sylvia.
And like Sylvia said, like, if you need to be on his phone doing that shit, you don't have trust anyway, right? And she's like, well, but anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. What we're getting to now is, y'all, Derek cheated on Monique, so he's going to buy her a candle.
Yep. That is the ultimate. I'm sorry, I stuck my dick in another woman.
Yes, gift. Poodle. What is that Bath and Body Works candle fragrance name when you've cheated on your girlfriend? What fragrance do you buy? Juniper Breeze, Sun Ripened Raspberry. What do you buy? Coffee.
I think
I love a coffee candle.
The traditional candle gift that says "Sorry, I cheated" is nectarine.
Nectarine. Okay, there you have it, everybody.
That is so. Remember,
if you get a nectarine candle from your boyfriend, he cheated.
It says, "Sorry, I only prefer your snatch."
That's what the card says. Snatch. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It is funny. Nice. It is funny to get gifts that feels like an "I'm sorry for cheating." That it's just a candles and some roses. It is. Hopefully they've had a conversation before this. That's not just. But I doubt it. So they are meeting, and you're right. She is saying, "It's so good to see you," and he's like, "Well, how about now? Now that I gave you these flowers and these candles, let's go to the hotel and have some makeup sex." And she's like,
"She's all like,
sit down here.
Let's sit." And she says, "Well, what do you want, Derek? If you don't want to be with me, or if you want us to be friends, that's okay." And I went,
"This is so shitty.
Not okay."
This
I was like, that is not shitty. Okay. You're gonna scream at him and read him for filth.
Well, the thing is,
he said that.
The thing is, she needs him to be always apologizing to her. That is her kink.
That gives her power.
Yeah, and she needs to be calling in chits with him always. She needs to be saying, "You did this to me, so blah blah blah." Remember? So you need to always be bringing me something. It's y'all. No one is happy in a relationship like this, either partner, because the one who is always being the victim is never feeling like the person is giving them enough, and the person who's being penalized for every little thing is feeling exhausted. It's not love. You're wasting your time.
You heard it here first, gentlemen. Poodle does not want you to feel indebted to him and give him gifts all the time.
No, you can do that, but I'm just weirdly, I won't feel bad about it. I'm an ethical slut.
Yes.
I have a different source of ethics.
She read the book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I read that book and I was like, this is talking about me.
It's talking about me.
That is a book, The Ethical Slut. I used to sell it.
I have I've never read it, but a lot of people like it.
So,
y'all, Jesus doesn't care if you suck a dick. Do what you want.
So they sit down and she's like, "I got to tell you something." That's why she's being so nice. "I'm late." He's like, whoa. This is a lot right now.
For what? She's like, "With my period." So, yeah. And she's like, and then she immediately calmly says, Well, I
So
thought you'd be excited.
don't you want
this.
the baby? I thought you'd be excited. Now, y'all, we are not even established. We haven't taken a pregnancy test. She's just saying she's late.
This is a test. Yep.
I would be surprised if she was even late. I think she's just fucking with him.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, why wouldn't you be excited if I was? And he's like, and this is someone who's just cheated on you. And he
just got out of prison 2 months ago.
Rightly. This sounds like something you're doing to trap me. Right. Because that's what Monique would do.
Yes. They both, yes, it's their responsibility. They both had unprotected sex. However, it is something Monique would do. Remember, y'all, too, she talks about she's still carrying, she lost a child. And so I
always forget about that.
I think this is definitely this is for sure endgame for her is to have a baby with whoever. She might not care who.
The thing I kept thinking about is it's crazy. It's been 2 months. It's been 2 months. And this is the same person who put trackers on his phone, wants to know where he is,
wanted to put cameras in his house.
Did you hear what she said? It was actually quite exhaustive. I had to go through your call logs and this to find out. So
it wasn't like y'all fessed up and told her he cheated.
No, she called you out on it, and then she had to drag it out of you. Yeah. But the thing is, everything's fine because he basically says he went back to her what she wanted. What she wanted was him to say, yeah, I'm sorry, I fucked up. Okay, I'm your slave now. That's it. That's all she wants.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, she's almost, I'm not saying she wants this, but a part of her needs him to cheat again. Part of her needs to always be punishing him for something.
He needs to always be fucking up.
Yep. What a horrible, horrible life to be in one of those relationships. If you are y'all, leave that as soon as you possibly can.
They both are using each other for different means.
Boy, it's bad.
It's bad.
Let's talk about a better one.
On that note, we're going to take a little break, and when we get back, we'll talk about Justine and Michael. Sorry for the long commercial break, everyone. I was waiting for Poodle to get comfortable because we had to take off the sweater. We had to put it on. We had to put it over his shoulders.
I took my arms out of my cardigan, and now it's around my shoulders, and my arms are free to gesticulate wildly.
Which I appreciate. But if I had $1 for every minute I waited for you to get comfortable.
Well, I will say I get cold in the backs of my shoulders, but the fronts of my shoulders, like where my underarms are, I get quite hot. So it's good if there's something around me. It's why shawls work very well. No one gives a fuck about this. Even I know that. Justine and Michael. I could talk about my comfortability levels
for a long time.
And the reason why I have them.
We don't
for a very long time.
Yeah, Justine and Michael. Okay.
We're taking the kids to self-defense class, jiu-jitsu, really.
Yes, because what is his name? I wrote
Santana.
It down. Santana's being bullied a little bit. I think this is good. Taking if I had a daughter, especially, I'd want her to go to self-defense class. But I think for any kid, as long as you're not telling your kid, hey, go beat people up.
Well, it's interesting you say that because I'm going to introduce a new segment. I know you love when I do these on the fly without talking to you. It's like when you tell me something about the podcast and surprise me on air, which I despise.
But you like that.
No, I hate it. I hate it. So this is another segment called Prison Lessons for Children. Bring, bring. Remember, kids, once you whip one person's ass, everybody's going to chill out. Kind of like one time we were in the yard and all of a sudden someone took my last piece of government cheese and then I shibbed him, and then no one bothered me anymore. This has been Prison Lessons for Children. Da, 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 da.
I mean, I did kind of, my eyes went big, but at the same time, did your father, I think probably your dad did, but my father said the same thing. He said,
No one ever told me that.
Matthew, anybody
No.
picks on you, son, you kick their ass. I'm telling you now, you kick their ass once and ain't nobody going to bother you again, son. You know, that's right. I once got in a fight with Matt Metzer during a football game, and after that, no one fucked with me anymore because I won. Same thing happened with Paul Smith. He was in karate, and my mom said she looked out in the backyard and we were playing, and she said, I thought, I need to go out there because he's mad at me. And he said something to me, and I said,
But you said it never happened again. So it did.
Well, with the same, we're in the same group. He means like in the group of people. Paul Smith didn't know Matt Metzer.
I assume this is not Paul Smith, the designer.
No. Oh my God! I just got that. That could have been somebody I went to high school
with. You did not go to grade school with Paul Smith, the designer.
Is Paul Smith, the designer, the same one I used to walk up the street just because he had a pool?
And probably did he have a fascination with monkeys even then?
No.
Okay. So it's established you did not go to elementary school with
that
Paul
was
Smith,
close.
the designer.
What if he was from Lone Grove? Anyway, he did take karate at the time, though, and he looked at me and he said, he literally looked at me like out of a movie, like got in karate stance and did like some type of like whatever, some type of like yelp. And I just looked at him and I just punched him in the face and he started crying. He said, you weren't supposed to use that move. And then he walked home.
I was told never to hit anybody else. I was
told if someone hits me, you hit them back. That's what I was told.
I was not.
I'm not saying that's right.
No,
I'm not saying it's right, but yeah.
I was not taught that because I was said, my father said, bullies, if someone hits you, they're a bully. And hitting them back just makes things worse. He's like, if you need to defend yourself, you can. He's like, but never throw the first punch. Son.
Oh, that's what my dad said. He's like, you defend yourself. But Matthew, if I ever hear that you're the first one to throw a blow, your ass is grass and I'm the lawnmower, son.
But I never got in fights. I don't think I was ever in with, and I was picked on a little bit, but I think I never really engaged enough because I think to get in a fight, you have to engage a little bit.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to do that. Just me as a child. I was a very pacifist child. Didn't like pugilism.
And you're still a placebo.
and now I only get violent in the throes of intercourse.
You hit me.
Well, you deserve it. Very different.
Yeah, you might want to. Better help for some of you. Might need that.
Well, no, you just sometimes you have this look on your face. You just need to be smacked.
Well, next time you smack me, I want to say, what would Father Poodle think?
He'd probably hit you too. So,
anyway, but I do think it's good that they're. Anyway, it's good that they're just teaching them self-defense. So they're doing this thing, and this actually makes this kind of ruined this plot point a little bit because we just had our interview with Justine and Michael.
Yeah.
And we asked them, I think you asked them, what did they love most about the other person? And Justine loves how Michael has stepped up to be a father for her children. Yeah. Like that's really, I kind of
only reinforces this. Yeah. It reinforces it. I mean,
it reinforces it, but it lets us know kind of like, I think that I really love this moment of Justine using this vulnerability. And I'm glad to see though that,
right.
Again, even seeing this, like think about this. So she talks to her mom. She talks to New Jersey wife about the Justine.
We got a little clarification. It's more of a Rhode Island longer accent.
Yeah,
the mom has.
The mom had, and so.
And when I asked Justine why she doesn't have, she's like, it comes back, but she's like, I've been in Pennsylvania for a long time.
And so she's talking to her mom about, I'm just so fearful because We don't know a lot about Justine's past, but we find out in this episode she said verbal
Verbal and physical abuse
verbal and physical abuse, and that a lot of
in
her
previous
kids
relationships.
in previous relationship, and her kids have just wanted a father. But
And what's interesting is she's like, and I could not, she said, seeing Michael be good with the kids brings up a time where I did things wrong in raising my kids. And
it's a shame spiral she's in.
Yeah. And it's hard to watch. But her feelings are so valid there because
Mm-hmm.
she's seeing something and realizing I'm seeing my kids be happy, and they weren't happy for so long with the people I chose to be in relationships with. And
I
so
think she's
she
crying for them, and I think honestly she's probably crying that because she's probably
she let it happen.
happy, but
Yeah.
no, but I wouldn't be surprised if she's crying that she didn't have that either.
Yeah.
Probably.
And so yeah, they're out for a walk later on, and she tells him about the kind of how she feels watching him and her kids, and she's like, I know I failed them. And it's hard to have that attitude, but at the end of the day, she's like, I was responsible. But when you're in it, you don't know if anything is, you don't see the problem. But she's basically saying, she's talking about her failings as a single parent, and it's you basically, and Michael's like, well, I would think you would feel relieved that I'm stepping up to do that. And it just tells you that's good that he's expressing his kind of he doesn't understand why she feels bad about it. And she goes through and says, I had physical and verbal abuse. I sometimes was deprived of food and even a place to sleep. And at that point he goes, I never heard that. And then
again, it's so great how, especially on Lalu, a lot of people would take this personally and say, I'm not like that. How dare you think that I would do that? And Michael doesn't take that all. Instead, he says, again, this line, he says, if she's broken, I'm broken.
Yeah.
And I went,
and then
oh my God.
At the end, she says, please don't hurt me because I can't handle it. And I really like them. And compare this to TC and Amber screaming at one another near the end.
I have a theory about that.
Or Tayler and Chance passive aggressively
hiding in the bathroom.
Hiding in the bathroom with bills.
Whoa. No. All right, that's their segment. Let's talk about Sean and Sara. God, so many couples. Okay.
6.
So Sara, basically, y'all.
The baby that looks just like Sean.
Sean's playing video games, and Sarah's like, come upstairs. By the way, I will say Sara in her testimonial looks the best she's ever looked.
Confessional.
Yes. She looks the best she's ever looked.
I agree.
Her hair, she's a great hair color for her.
She's gotten away from the bad eye makeup.
It's carrot top red hair.
She's still a little orange, but it is heads above how she's looked before.
Heads above. And she didn't know I was going to relate to Sara so much, but Poodle, we're doing this show on video. Show of hands if you have never been in a sex sling.
I actually haven't been in one.
What?
I've never been in one. No.
What?
No. Never been in one.
What?
I think one guy did have one before, and I was like, I don't need some newfangled machine.
Oh. Well,
I think for me, I like to be active. I like to be crawling all over the place like Gollum. And I don't want
that is accurate.
And to be in a sex swing, I don't like to feel without being too graphic. Not that that's already happened. I don't like to feel like I'm not active in my lovemaking.
So basically, you fuck people like that fungi from The Last of Us. Just
yes.
Yeah, that's Poodle, y'all.
I need to. I don't want to feel. I don't want to lay there. I know that's more your style. So
No, I don't. I think you actually are speaking to what you do not know. Because if
okay.
you've never been in a sling, it's a different thing.
Okay. Great. I don't want to know
I'm
anything
just
about you.
saying.
So
I'm just saying, don't knock it till you try it.
I don't know. Seems
Good
like
for Sara though, and her mom helped put it
and her
up.
mom installed it.
You
She's
know,
handy, that one.
that is. I was like, wow, that is, I guess, a supportive mom. But what we really find out is I don't blame Sara for thinking this way because y'all, if Sean's not fucking her, then what? Like we joked about it, but literally, what does
Yep.
Sean give to a relationship? And what? And y'all, she had a baby. She probably goes through what a lot of people go through when they have babies, of not with the body changing and things like
Yep.
that. And so, and they weren't
This is
having sex for a while.
this is
It's
a
very
normal
normal.
story for me. This is the most normal this couple has ever been. It
But
seems
I
very normal.
It's normal, however, I do think it's a red flag that Sean is not wanting to have sex.
Okay.
This think about what we have known from Sean from all these seasons of Love After Love. That's
Yeah.
all he does know how to do and wants to do.
True.
That's all he wants to. So
Sometimes
it's
though,
a weird thing.
we haven't seen him after some men don't find women as attractive right after they've given birth. So that is a thing. And so we've never seen him with the mother of his child before. So
We've not.
maybe that's when he in the past he's lost interest. I don't know.
Well, Sara says to him, she's like, now do you feel like you can just do whatever you want because I'm trapped and I have your baby and I can't go anywhere?
It's like
And
I need to
Sean,
go play video games.
it's with his kids. He basically says, well, I've got 8 kids. And he tries to use Destiny line. I'm busy, dude. And yeah, you are busy. You've got 8
And he
kids.
says I'm tired, and in that moment he's like, John, I can see you're not even aroused. Basically, I can see you're not even hard for me. And she's wearing a little negligee, and the next day, that night she says, I can't
It's
remember the
sad.
last
She
time
just
we had
wants to be
sex.
loved. She just wants to be loved, and she's not getting it.
And so she made him his lunch. Says we got any bags. Her mom is over, who I always say looks like someone who's had quite a hard life.
I'm pretty sure the mom is our age, and she does not look it.
And she's like, I want you to. The mom's gonna watch the new baby while she's running errands, and she's like, well, you look awful fancy to go to the store. And but really, she's like, I know I told my mother I was running errands, but really, I'm meeting Anthony. I've been texting with him. That is my daughter's biological father.
Who
So
she's never met.
the mother has never met.
No, the daughter has never met.
Oh, that's right. The daughter's never met them.
Yeah.
And she said, this is what gave me a little pause. She's like, we never really broke up. I went to jail and we were doing drugs, and I would kind of know how he is. I wanted to know if he's sober, wonder if he wants to be a part of his daughter's life. And the last thing we see is, hi.
Yeah, you could have done this
So
in a
we'll
phone
see.
call.
I agree. This segment felt, besides the sex swing, this segment felt, what I'm hoping is, I hope there's not a lot of, this is not a lot of soft pedaling stuff for them, because I want something to actually happen.
I hope so too.
Sometimes that won't happen in Lila.
Oh, believe me, y'all. If Kelly has her way, she's going to show up for Sean. Something's going to happen.
Oh, what color hair will she have this time?
Let's actually, because they're really short, let's talk about Tayler and Chance, and then let's end with Puppy and Amber. How about that?
Okay, that's fine.
Y'all, Tater. We call her Tater because, well, she is a tater.
Come on.
Although Tater's kind of got sassy this season.
And she looks so good this season.
She looks great.
The hair isn't like that frizzy, dirty blonde.
No. And she's not even talking as much in that voice.
Her voice is a little lower.
Maybe these pregnancy.
Maybe the pregnancy hormones are making her voice down here.
And she's kicking. And maybe they're making her smarter.
I think, though, Tayler, I think this is a thing with Tayler. Once she gets comfortable enough with men, then she's not playing this all the time. No, she's like, so when are we going to
Yeah.
talk about when are you going to help me build the crib?
Exactly.
So-
Crib.
Thank you all for our the reaction we had to our Natalie / Bachelor Guy dramatic reading on our Toe
enjoyed it.
podcast. We had a really good time doing it.
Enjoyed it. So
She's 33 weeks pregnant, y'all.
she's
So
33 weeks pregnant, and he's been out of prison. I think it says 11 months. Now we see the segment starts with Chance, like we said, calling the credit card companies, and they're literally saying he's overbalance, all this shit, and so
and they don't have enough money to pay all the bills.
no, and she wants him to put the crib together.
Lights off at 8 p.m.
He's like, yeah, lights off at 8 p.m. And he basically says, let me go take a shower. And so he goes in the shower, turns on the shower, and pulls out this massive amount of bills. And he's looking through them and he's saying, yeah, I can't pay the bills this month. I can't pay.
I want to see Tater saying, why are the bills always look like there's water on them?
Yeah. Why did I find a bill where I keep my tampons and my aspirin?
Why do my bills smell like Pantene?
Yeah.
Oh, Tater.
And so now, and
Tater.
also, y'all remember, Tater still doesn't want to get married. She wants to wait until, which means all these bills, this credit is in his name, not hers.
Yeah. So
I went,
it's maybe she's the smart one.
Is she smarter than? Is she like what's his name from The Usual Suspects? Been walking with a limp all along.
Well, you're it's Kevin Spacey. We've really got to stop. You really stop bringing that up because I want the least Kevin Spacey as possible on our podcast.
I know. What other movie is there? A movie where a guy played somebody and then they at the end fooled someone, or a woman fooled someone at the end? I need another. Give me another reference. There's got to be
more. There's got to be more.
Give me another reference, sissies. Give me a reference.
I'm sure we can find one. Who becomes the kingpin? Who you don't think is that way. There's got to be something. I'll think about it. I'll give you one.
Please, sissies will do it. You won't think about it. You don't have to.
I don't want to either. So y'all,
you won't. That's why sissies are gonna do it.
He has 7 credit cards. And
funny thing, when you get a credit card and pay for 3 months,
and you pay for it,
giving you credit
everyone's
cards.
sending you stuff.
I mean, you want to say he's dumb, but y'all, this guy's been in prison for a while. He's emotionally mature. I bet he probably has some type of he needs to go to probably Debtors Anonymous. I think this guy robbed bank. I think he has an addictive personality with money specifically. So I think that would be a great program for him.
He's not going to do that.
And I don't mean it as an excuse, but we don't teach people about finances.
We do not.
Especially in this country. And
we do not.
And what is happening is exactly what the credit card companies wanted to happen.
To me, this is also an extremely normal story.
Yes,
it's
very normal.
Now, if you would have watched their previous seasons, you would have seen more abnormal behavior, like fucking in a graveyard.
Yeah. Making your sister coming back from rehab and sending her to live in a halfly renovated garage.
Yes, I hope Bobby's doing well now, wherever she is.
I think she's out in Arizona.
Yeah. So he keeps getting calls and not answering. So I'm hopefully.
Yeah, they're putting together the crib and someone calls. She's like, who's that? Y'all, it's a debtor. It's a creditor. Sorry,
it's almost certainly a creditor.
Certainly.
But she's like, one of my friends. He's like, one of my friends. Well, I want to know all your friends.
If someone called me, I would tell them. I'm like, just tell her it was a creditor, but he didn't want to because she's going to be pissed.
Well, and because she's been so much of, there's just another bill, just another car payment. And it's when she does get serious about something, you can never take it that way because it's just in this voice all the time.
You will get it done.
You will
It is like that.
Okay, Puppy and Amber. These two just feel like getting into a warm drunk bath.
True.
Coming home to Puppy
True.
and Amber. Y'all, a very dysfunctional, codependent relationship between two women who were a little more than friends in
Who've always
prison.
been who have
And
always been trauma bonded and are even more trauma
yes.
bonded now
And
after
also
last season.
sold drugs together, got
Yeah, if you don't
incarcerated together.
if we need to walk this back for people, I believe they met in prison, and along with Amber's mother, who had also been in prison, they
Yeah.
decided for Puppy to date this one guy,
No, no,
and
no,
they
no,
were
no. She was going to date Vince, and then Vince was going to adopt Puppy as his daughter.
oh yeah, yes, but they all were scamming Vince. The three of them were
They were
scamming
scamming
Vince
him.
the whole time.
Yes. Even though he was a terrible person. But especially with Amber's mom. Amber's mom was very involved.
Very.
Yeah.
Very.
So that's how they met. Last season, there was a scene which I still am in disbelief was on television, and I think it meant so much. A whole plot, and we saw a little bit about this. Is 3 months now after Amber had an abortion, and we saw them go. They could not get an abortion because in Georgia because of laws changing, and if you're listening from around the globe, if you're listening, you just a quick Google will give you that Roe versus Wade was overturned this past year, and so a lot of states have made very restrictive laws about women's health in that amount of time, and it's not very easy where they are for Amber to get access to an abortion, reproductive health, or anything like that. So the states are making it much harder to do that.
They are, and coming from Puppy's perspective, if you were watching this, Puppy lost a child,
Yes.
so that she was pregnant with. So that would kind of at the end of the season, that's kind of what they came together because they had been fighting.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what
an incredibly important part of last season. It was just to be on television.
So if you're new and you haven't seen, it was great. It was riveting. It's very hauntingly sad, but riveting television. But so that's kind of we talk about this because when Amber says TC only knows kind of the puppy of late, like TC doesn't really have the context for their relationship because they were also white prison wifeys. They were bunkies, like they were,
and they were kind of trying to get together on one of the seasons of Love After Lockup.
So the first one I think we watched is when they were trying to work it out and be a couple.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of reasons why they can't work it out.
It is a soap opera with these two.
I will say in this season, they both look really good.
I agree. I'm so happy to see Puppy looking better.
Yes.
And I'm sure, and I think what's interesting is Puppy is dating this, or basically living with this guy named Eric, who is, as I've said before, looks like he buys all his clothes with Marlboro bucks. He is something to see. Compression socks and all. He also has health problems, so I don't want to really come hard for him. But Eric is a kind of a tough person to watch.
He was in this nice house, and we find out now that it was his mom's house. He got kicked out of that house. He's dealing with this shitty divorce, and his ex
who won't divorce him. Yeah.
None of that really matters, y'all, because the storyline
they're $50,000 in debt.
Oh yeah. What we really care about though is Puppy and Amber. That's endgame for everybody. That's the relationship we care about.
Yeah, agree. And she's basically, I'm okay, but I have a lot of depression. I gained a lot of weight after the abortion. I'm depressed all the time. She's like, I'm not going to go take drugs. So at least that's there. But TC does not like Eric or Puppy, doesn't want them around her. And after that blow up last season where they had basically a knockdown, drag out fight with each other at TC around TC's kids. And he doesn't want to be around any of this drama, for lack of a better term. And they basically, and they're drinking at the Sticky Cactus or whatever it is.
Sticky Cactus.
And there's like a tequila run going, just staring up at him.
They're drinking, and also kind of what the dynamic is happening is they both do this in their own way, but it's Puppy that kind of manifests this first. Is they do get jealous of one another's relationships.
They do
with other guys because they both really love each other and can't be together. Pardon me. And Puppy kind of starts then testing like, well, we're fine now, but I can't come over because of TC because TC doesn't like me. And Amber never really says why she except for the blow up and the fight. And that's what we're left to believe. But later, so they're drinking and Amber calls TC to come pick them up.
Come get me. I'm too drunk.
And they're standing outside and she's like, I'd go home with you, but I can't. You know, he's not going to win it. So Puppy's already making it a big deal that she can't go.
And she's saying, put him on speaker. And she's like, can I stay on the couch? And y'all, that basically someone like TC was like, you don't come in my house because last time in my house, you made a big mess. And TC does not forgive easily. So it's going to be interesting. So y'all, and then Puppy's like, how dare you? He's like, do you know what I did? He's like, I sent you to my mother's house to live because that's what happened. When Amber got out of prison, she lived with Puppy's mom.
Yeah.
So
my mom she's like, my mom never met you or anything.
Yeah. So I love Puppy's mom. I hope she's doing better. She's still got cancer. So TC gets there, kind of like, hey, and Puppy this is so transparent. It's nice, good to see you. Nice to meet you. I'm so happy y'all are together.
Well, I think she does that because TC sticks out his hand to shake her hand, and it's so weird.
Yeah, but it's it's a weird thing. And then she went.
Well, I think that's why she said that because he was awkward first. I thought.
Yeah, but he basically says, and she's like, I know you don't like me, and he's like, I don't like most people. And I was like, oh, I feel seen.
It's true. It's true. And he said, but I'm really just not I don't want all the bullshit. And she's like, I don't want to make it awkward. But Puppy genuinely, she's like, I'm really sorry for what happened. I'm sorry for that. And she says,
I'm not a drug dealer.
I'm not a drug dealer for real. For real.
I just loved that statement. I'm not a drug dealer. And
that's going to come up because he thinks that they're drug dealers.
Did you hear her call TC? See, transitional center.
Yeah.
And only someone who'd been incarcerated would say transitional center.
I loved it when she said in her talking head thing, she said, so yeah, he thinks we're drug dealers, but we came a long way from not being drug dealers. So be cool. Be cool, man.
I have a real soft spot for these two. I'd watch them on as many seasons as possible. Oh. There is a feeling of sadness about certain parts of the South that is pervasive in their segments, but I really have a soft spot for these two.
Yeah, I get it.
So basically, TC says, my opinions are the same. I just don't want to be friends with her. And later on, Amber and TC are at home drinking more. Never really a good option if you're wanting to fight. And obviously, Amber's self-medicating because she's still probably dealing with a lot the
as
the
she
abortion.
said in their garage bar, whatever the fuck room this is. Yeah. I mean, but she says like, I'm not doing drugs, but I am drinking.
Exactly. And I guess that's harm reduction. I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, so he said, I don't want her here. And he basically says, so were they drug dealers? And this is a moment where she said, you're the one who and she's like, she kind of looks at him and she said, you're the one who told me. And she kind of gets this look on her face that's like, oh, the cameras are on.
No, because she told him this off camera, and she is That is what that's
So
what I got too.
do you think it for a minute it felt like she freaked the fuck out because it
He
could
said
get
it.
Yeah, and she said it on camera.
And Puppy's gonna hear this.
And
And who knows what a fucking police or law enforcement could
exactly.
say with this
She
on
freaks
camera.
out, refuses to film, shut it down. They have a big fight. He's like, you told me that. Now, so there's two ways to see this. That TC just either inferred that they were drug dealers or that Amber told him off camera that they had been doing some scurrilous things. And
I think she told him off camera by the look on
Yeah.
her face. Because we've seen
I know
Amber.
that's what happened. She kind of like smiled.
Amber can talk out of both sides of her mouth.
She
seen
can.
that. Way more than Puppy. Puppy can't hold it in, but Amber can.
Puppy will lie, and you can tell she's lying.
Yes, because her
Yeah.
eyes are huge. It tells you everything.
Puppy, I'm just so happy to see Puppy well, because last season I was like, Puppy doesn't look good. Puppy,
No.
I was afraid we were going to lose Puppy.
This fight goes from 0 to 1,000 in like 10 seconds. And that's because she's pissed because she's like, fuck.
Yeah.
And
Puppy's going to find out.
Puppy's going to find out. What if something happens to Puppy? We can't film. Like, fuck. It all just got thrown in her face. It's like when Poodle gets caught by someone's husband. It's just like a cat in a corner, y'all. It's true.
But then if you pet me a little bit, I'll stick my ass in your face and flick my tail at you.
Yeah, I don't want to know that. Y'all, that's your show.
That's the
your
show.
show. That was the first episode.
That's Lilu, season 4, episode 41, beta. I don't know.
It is. I wrote it down, but
and the episode's called Habitual Offender. But
yes,
which is now Blaine is a habitual offender.
I wrote this down. I guess it's not there. Yeah, he's an habitual offender. So, look, if you want to listen to more, it is now. This episode was just kind of fair, but this is our favorite show we cover, y'all. So if you do want to hear us talk about
Lockup
this
in
more,
general, yeah.
Yes. If you want to hear us talk about, you're going to have to join Reality Gaze Plus at the $8 tier, whether it's on Patreon or on Supercast. So you can find that information on our website, realitygaze.com, or in this podcast on the free feed. There's a little link with our Patreon Supercast. Just click on those links. But
with that, you will get things like Reality Gaze Graveyard Theater with 2 ghosts, or possibly 2 dolls who were in the house.
Yes.
We've last Lalu, we've had some really inspired theaters.
We have. There's a lot of crazy shit happening.
Oh, this is the craziest fucking show that we cover.
It's the craziest fucking show.
I love it.
It's just kind of like they don't mean to be. Who was it that we were talking to? I don't remember, but someone said the thing is, she's like, it's not funny, but when people especially are on drugs, sometimes shit they do is funny, but it's sad. But sometimes it's funny.
They're not wrong.
It was not good when Lindsey typed in fucker or carved in fucker.
Fucker Scott's desk,
but it was kind of funny. It
was really funny, especially when she talked about prison makeup.
She talked about prison makeup. It was funny, y'all.
It's a good show. It's a good show.
So we hope you enjoyed as much as we do. Again, go to realitygaze.com. But until then, everybody go to our website, our Instagram, our Twitter, all that good stuff. Check our memes. I'm sure there's always a Lalu meme coming from our producer, Christina and Caitlin. But I think that's about it. So, as we always say, we will
Next
Poodle?
Time we will Lilu you later. Lock me up, roll away the key. I'm just a prisoner of love. I'm doing time, I'm doing fine. I'm just a prisoner of love.